Hello, my name is Raymond the Freitas, and I would just like to share some challenges that I have had in my life. When I was 2 years old, my parents noticed that I wasn't talking, so they decided to take me for a hearing test because they thought I was deaf. I was so scared of the soundproof room that I was in and the headphones that I had to put on that it was almost impossible for them to do the test on me. Then, at 2.5 years old, I started to repeat words and I didn't speak spontaneously. Then, in June 1993, at just 3.5 years old, I was diagnosed with a severe case of Asperger's syndrome, a disorder on the autism spectrum, by a specialist who then said that I had to go to Unica school in Pretoria. It was a special boarding school that was designed to accommodate autistic children just like me. We were not ready for Unica yet, so we had to do some more tests. One day, when I was 6 years old, after many recommendations, Mom finally took me to Unica, where I settled in well. We lived in and continue to live to this day in Exotica Nursery. On Monday, early in the morning, my mom, who was the CEO of Exotica Nursery, and he still is now, would put me on a truck to Magenta Nursery. Her brother, Uncle Gidio, was the CEO there. At the time, he was married to Auntie Jill, and she would take me to school. So then I was there this whole week, Monday to Friday, and Unica had a hostel nearby where we slept and ate. Every afternoon we would go there, and every morning we would go back to school in the bus. On Friday, Auntie Jo would fetch me from school and I would wait around, sometimes for a few hours, for a truck to take me back to Exotica Nursery where I would spend the rest of the weekend. As the years went by, I started to become very bored. I had outgrown Unica. All I wanted to do was watch Cartoon Network on TV and play computer games at home. And they didn't have those at Unica. I had no means of entertaining myself and I started to pick up weight. There was too little nutrition and too much carbs in my diet. Case in point, every Thursday night I used to eat milk balls, just milk balls, nothing more than milk and flour. My parents, Mom in particular, was getting very worried about my weight, and when I hit 107 kilograms in 2002, that was it. They just had to take me out of Unica for good because I was getting too fat. What made it worse was all those sweets Mom used to give me to keep me happy on my way to Unica, and she regretted it. Then it was time to move on. Throughout 2003, we had tried other sources of education, and we were at Flamboyant in White River for a while until I was ostracized because whenever I finished my work, I used to ask for more and disturb the class in the process. We also tried Rain Gym at the Nelspruit rugby stadium, but that didn't work. Then, in November 2003, we came across Dasha, which had recently moved in. This has got to be the best decision Mom has ever made because, as you can see, I'm still at Dasha. While all this was going on, my dad was thinking about entering me into a swimming gala. Then in 2003, I swam my first gala at Van Riebeek Park swimming pool, where I got disqualified because I didn't touch with 2 hands in a breaststroke because I didn't understand this rule. This has initially led to my parents fighting the referee, but as I learned the rules of the race, I began to do it properly. This was the birth of my swimming career, and it would continue to grow on me as I swam more and more garlers. I knew I had to practice hard, and practice hard did I. And slowly and by surely, I have learned to cope with living with autism. I had conquered autism. As the years went by, I swam more and more garlers, trained more and more at Virgin Active, and lost more and more weight. And I started to travel all over South Africa to swim various school garlers, including the USASA Aquatics Championships in Cape Town in East London, the SA Games in Durban and Bloemfontein, and even the Junior Nationals in Germiston. In November 2006, Dad said that I should create a garler book so that I could record all my times and personal best for each type of race that I did. And ever since then, I have used it to compare the results of a garler that I would participate in against my personal best times, and my goal was to improve those best times whenever possible. At first, I was being coached by Liesel, then Kim, and then Basher Garnier of the Wave Club. Then in March 2008, I swam my last USASA in East London and my first SASA High Ice Summer Games in Potchefstroom without going home in between. Then came the year 2009 when I swam my first Senior Nationals in Durban. That's where all the best swimmers of South Africa compete. In September and October 2011, I was in Italy where I had my first international gala, the Innes Global Games, where I had mostly personal bests. I wanted to go to the Paralympics in London in 2012, but my times weren't fast enough and worse. Basha was either on holiday or sick, so for months I had been swimming on my own at Virgin Active. And we didn't think this was going to help me really much in my swimming, so we decided that I should join the Friends Club in August 2013. From then on, Norma Kuhn would be my coach, and she would help me to try to achieve Paralympian status in Rio de Janeiro in 2016. In August 2013, I went to Nomea in New Caledonia to swim another international gala, the Innes World Championships, and that was to be the highlight of my career. In the past few years, in the past 10 years, I lost more than 20 kilograms. This just goes to show that if you believe in yourself, you too can conquer autism and fulfill your biggest dreams and live your life to the fullest extent. That'll be all.
Wow.